You want to know how I know that you suck at fly fishing? You false cast too much. Hey, I'm Ben. I'm a huge fly fisherman. Let me tell you a quick story. I will never forget this lady who 25 years ago came into a shop where I was working because she was curious about fly fishing and just wanted to talk about it. She thought that fly fishing was just doing this with your fly over the water until a fish jumped out and ate it. And as you know, that's not how fly fishing works. But you can't blame her, and I'm sure lots of other people are thinking the same exact thing that she was. Because when you see people fly fishing, this is what you see. This is what most people think of when they think of fly fishing. Just waving that line back and forth. This is called false casting, which is part of fly fishing. And today we're gonna talk about false casting. This is basic foundational stuff, but it's also super important. You will use it every single time you go fly fishing. So what's the point of false casting? Simple, it's a practice cast. You're aiming your cast and gauging the distance to your target. It's a practice cast. False casts are great and useful, but you should really do it as little as possible. Get your fly back on the water as soon as possible because that's how you catch fish. If you're false casting a whole lot, fish might see your fly line in the air and it might scare them. More false casting equals more opportunity for you to tangle from bad casting. And in some situations, speed is important and you need to cast as quickly as possible using as few false casts as possible. A simple pickup and lay down is often the best thing you can do, not false casting at all, but that's not always possible. Just try to false cast as little as you can and it will make you a better angler. But there are other uses for false casting besides just a practice cast. One is shooting line, like casting as far as you can in a big lake or river. Just get the head of the fly line out the tip of the rod, find the sweet spot, and let her rip. Shoot all that line. Another reason for false casting is changing direction. What if I'm fishing up here, but I see a fish rise over there? Quick change of direction is easy with false casting. Another thing you can use false casting for is drying your dry fly off if it's wet. It's basically just an over-exaggerated false cast like this. It's not pretty, but it'll dry your fly off if you're too lazy to use dry shake. Another way you can use false casting is to cast off to the side of a spooky fish before you present the fly. A spooky fish might see the fly line or the fly and get scared, and you can do your false casting off to the side where they won't see it, and then when you're ready, you make that presentation. Also, if you're fishing spooky fish on flat water with dry flies, you can use your false cast to get the spray off your line off to the side instead of over the fish where it will scare them. Sort of a specialized tactic that you might not use very often, but file that one away. The spray off your fly line can spook spooky fish. So that's gonna wrap it up for this video about false casting. Thank you as always for watching another one of my huge fly fisherman videos. I'll be back as soon as I can with another video about fly fishing for you. Until then, get out and practice casting and stay huge. The guy that false casts 25 times is the same guy that takes 10 minutes to play a 12-inch rainbow.